Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, sensei! Okay, I'm gonna sound a lot like him from Karate Kid. I'm sorry if I do, but before I do start, make sure that you leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment after I'm done with the with the video, and let me know what you think over my rant and opinion about the topic that you've seen, obviously, in the thumbnail, about how I say that people need to stop comparing XDefiant to Call of Duty. Now, I know that everybody's unhappy with the way that things have been going with Activision, with the whole FTC thing, how petty Sony is because they're not just letting Xbox manage the damn thing as rightfully so, since they paid billions for the damn thing. I mean, it's been nothing but drama lately with Call of Duty. I understand, I get it, with Nick Merckx and Dr. Disrespectful, as I like to call Douchebag MD, 10, the Tatman Taylor, the streamers, most of them being a bunch of spineless, gutless, talentless, skillless modders, that Ricochet's not really working out for anybody. You know, I get it. I'm right there with you. I am unhappy with the way things have been going lately with Call of Duty. I am unhappy with the way that Activision has been handling things with Call of Duty. I am not excited with the way that 3,000 developers and 11 studios, and yet the content itself is kind of lackluster. I understand. I'm there with you. They keep recycling some of the same maps over and over again instead of giving us something new. They keep recycling some of the weapon bundles. It's frustrating, it is, but no one ever directs the aggression towards the actual enemy of the whole situation, which is the people behind with Call of Duty, like Bobby Kotick or whatever the fudge his name is, that greedy piece of crap. You know, I get the frustration. I'm there with you, 100%. But one of the things that I will never agree with, one of the things that I've noticed a lot of YouTubers do lately, is compare XDefiant to Call of Duty. I will never be on board with you on that one. Everything else, yeah, of course, definitely. Even the whole Nick Merckx thing. I get it, even though I was one of the first ones that challenged Activision over that before he did, but I don't have a large following the way he does. But I'm there with you. You're not alone on that ship. I agree 100%. But trying to compare XDefiant to Call of Duty is not the way to go. And let me explain to you why it is. When you go around talking BS, because it is, because you're angry at something that doesn't really care if you're mad at it or not, because it doesn't. It's a game, and the developers really don't know who the hell we are. They could care less. But when you go around comparing one game to another one, just because it's in the same genre as it, like XDefiant being a first-person shooter, multiplayer, you sound like a complete and total retard.
XDefiant, the Call of Duty killer.
Please, what in your two brain cells makes you think that you could compare Call of Duty to some new game that just came out recently? Or do you think you actually have a right to, just because you're mad at Activision? It's like I said, they don't care. And I'm pretty sure even they know what products they're selling to us. Because Call of Duty is above the league. It is above any other first-person shooter game out there. Now, you might start thinking to yourself, are you simping for Activision? No, I'm not simping for Activision. I am just telling you, Call of Duty cannot be lowered to that level when it comes to multiplayer games like XDefiant. You can't do so, because by you saying that XDefiant is a Call of Duty killer, it's practically like saying, what would be a good example? That Sonic is better than Mario. Or that Homelander is stronger than Superman. Yeah, they may be the same thing, but one is just weaker than the other one, and the other one's not as clever as that other one. Call of Duty has been around for a very long time, and I'm talking decades already, because it came out since 2006. And it's been a success ever since. There have been a lot of other titles during that time that came out that were first-person shooters, and most of them of the same topic, World War II, but they couldn't compare. There's just something about Call of Duty and the people behind it that they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're selling to us. They know what they're promoting, what they're producing, what they're making. And there is no other games out there that can compare to them. You can compare it to Battlefield, you can compare it to Killzone, you can compare it to Overwatch, you can compare it to crappy XDefiant, but it's not going to be as good. They will never amount to Call of Duty. And the reason why I say so is this. Give me the name of a character from XDefiant that has already become an iconic character, as far as Simon Riley, Soap McTavish, Captain Price, James Woods, Mason, Hudson, or Rourke. Give me a character from XDefiant that you can honestly look straight in the mirror at your face with a straight face and tell me that that character has become iconic. And you know what the problem here is that you won't be able to. You're gonna try to reference one, and you're not even gonna give me a good reason why. You're not gonna give me a good rational explanation on why that character from that game, or that one particular character from that game, has become iconic. Every single one of those characters that because I did sign up for XDefiant. Don't think I didn't do so. I did sign up for the beta tests and everything. But when I played it, it felt sluggish. It felt slow. It didn't feel as exciting as the adrenaline pumping action that you see in Call of Duty. The gunplay was amateur. The character designs were pretty blech, pretty bland. So no, you can't. Another reason why I say that Call of Duty is unmatched. From all of the titles, excluding Black Ops 4, because you can't really compare it to Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 doesn't have a campaign. They scrapped that. The geniuses behind that project scrapped the campaign, which is why Black Ops 4 was such a flop. But every other Call of Duty title that I've played have such a rich story to tell. You see, I go for the campaign, I stay for the multiplayer. But I'm really more directed towards the campaign. I want to see all these characters struggle through the dangers and risks of their missions and against that one enemy. That really is the reason why I like playing Call of Duty. It's the reason why I like Call of Duty. And I've already played it all. I've played almost every first-person shooter game out there. Maybe if you want, leave me a comment and ask me what it is so that I can give you a list of all the titles that I own of first-person shooter games, so you can see that I'm not just pulling your chain here. There hasn't been another game like Call of Duty. Battlefield? Maybe up to Battlefield 4. 2042 is a piece of crap. Mostly focused on multiplayer. There's no campaign, and I wonder why it is they decided to switch that. But I don't like 2042. It's crappy. It also feels sluggish and boring. And let's see, Battlefield games. They had good stories. Don't get me wrong, they actually had pretty good campaigns. Yeah, sure. But they weren't memorable. I actually have to look back on it, play it all over again, and the only character that so much as even feels somewhat iconic is Irish. And that's an actual character in the game. Irish. He's black, but he goes by Irish. He's the only one that's become iconic, and not because he's not a forgettable character, but because he's already been on 2 titles. That's the only reason why. Actually, no, I think Irish is even also in 2042, but they don't really focus on story when it comes to Battlefield 2042. Bad Company, maybe, Bad Company was going in a good direction when it came to iconic characters, because it did. It was actually using the same ones from on both titles of Bad Company 1 and 2. It was going to that direction, but they didn't capitalize on the character's construct. They didn't capitalize on it. They didn't try to make them a little bit more, there's no other characters like these out there kind of deal. Like Ghost. Ghost has become seriously iconic. I like Ghost before all you posers did, just to let you know. Now, I don't want to hear people saying XDEFIANT is a Call of Duty killer, because it's not. Give me a reason why it is, and don't tell me just because of the multiplayer, because you're gonna lose on that debate also. Even in the multiplayer, it's not as good as Call of Duty. I repeat, I already played the beta, I signed up for it, and I tried it, and it was stupid. I didn't like it. Yeah, I know, different strokes for different folks, but at least be honest when it comes to comparing that game to Call of Duty. I'll just say, I don't want to play Call of Duty anymore. Just say that. If you're saying that a certain title is better than that one other title, it's because you're petty and you don't know what you're angry at, and you don't even know why, and you're embarrassed to admit that you still love the game by comparing it to something else. Yeah, well, you know what? I never liked you anyways. And then you're just turning around with your finger in your mouth going, that's what it feels like to me. Every YouTuber I've seen so far have all said the same thing. The Call of Duty killer. It's not. It's not a Call of Duty killer. And it'll never reach that point. It'll never reach that level. So, I don't know. That's my opinion. That's my rant. Let me know what you think. Do you honestly think that XDEFIANT would become a Call of Duty killer? Leave a comment down below on why it is that you agree that it is a Call of Duty killer, or why it's not. Until then, my next rant will come up soon. Till then, peace out.